You guys have heard the news. Haason Reddick to the New York Jets. It's not playing too well with the fans. Some people are calling it Howie's worst move. That remains to be seen. I will reserve judgment on that one because there are a lot of factors in this deal. He goes to the Jets for a conditional 2026 third round pick that can turn into a second round pick depending upon how he plays, how much he plays. The Jets are sending a conditional 2026 third round pick for Reddick, but can change if he has 67.5% playtime and not or and 10 sacks. New York will take on the 14.5 million of Reddick's total compensation for 2024, the final year of his existing contract. The Eagles will still be on the hook for that $1 million bonus that was due earlier. For the most part, the Jets are taking over his salary. Now, here's where it gets goofy. If the Jets don't update his contract, if they don't redo his contract before the beginning of the new season, it'll look like the Eagles just let him walk. Also, now we're rooting for Haason Reddick to have a good year with the Jets. Because if he meets those prerequisites, that third round pick turns into a second. Great for us. But if he meets those prerequisites, he could have played 67% of the plays and got 10 sacks for us, which means he's still a dominant player. So I would have to believe that the Jets are going to renew his contract or redo it, restructure it in some shape or form, or just give him a new contract. The Jets' defense was solid last year. Their offense is what stunk. Aaron Rodgers is healthy this year. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder because I believe this might be Aaron Rodgers' last year. That's my guess, my opinion, but we shall see. As for Philly, we are losing the impact player on our defense. Fletch is gone. BG is still there, but BG is on the pitch count, let's be honest. Nolan Smith hasn't arrived yet. Jalen Carter was as advertised. Jordan Davis he got halfway up the hill and kind of fell off. So we're waiting for him to show up for the whole year. Josh Sweat, Milt Williams. It is incumbent upon Bryce Huff to show up and show out this year because you got big shoes to fill. I know you had the good year last year, but as everybody's saying, are you going to be a one and done? Who knows? Now, half of that, I believe, when it comes to Bryce Huff, is because he was an undrafted free agent. If he would have been a top pick and put up those numbers, oh my God, we made the right choice and this, that. And you know how it goes when you have a top pick and they produce. If you have a top pick and they produce, well, that's what we thought. That's why we drafted them. If you have an undrafted free agent and they produce, well, we didn't see that coming. Let's see if he can do it again. But you still got people playing at the highest level. The only difference is you didn't like the school they went to. But that does put the pressure on Bryce Huff to perform. Not like it wouldn't normally. Also, somebody raised a good question. If Bryce Huff is this good, why did the Jets let him go? Bryce Huff is going to have to show and prove that he can fill those shoes and be an impact player on this defense. Now, again, and I've said this before, just by default, having Vic Fangio is going to make our defense average. And what I mean by that is, last year, our defense was bottom of the barrel. So to be average puts us around anywhere between 15 to 20th in the league. And based on what we did last year, that's an improvement. So just by default, Vic Fangio is going to put us in the middle of the pack. Not too good, not too bad, somewhere in the middle. The difference is going to be the players that we have on the field. Before Fletch retired, before the situation with Haason Reddick and Josh Sweat, I thought our defensive line was fine. It was my belief that they were going to try to re-sign Haason Reddick, and I thought they were going to let Josh Sweat go. But they redid Josh Sweat's deal. He's staying. Milt Williams, Ajomo, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, and some of the new guys that are coming in. Is Zach Bond going to be on the edge, or is he going to be a linebacker? That remains to be seen. He's going to be a hybrid, so I would imagine there's going to be some packages where he could be on the line, or a disguised package where he'll be on the line and he drops back into coverage. We'll see. But now, not only do we have to fill those gaps on the defensive line and linebacker, we got to have somebody that steps up and fill those shoes of Haason Reddick. He was a leader on the team. He was a no-nonsense type of guy. He didn't do too much talking in the media, and every time he spoke, he was matter-of-fact and to the point. We are definitely going to miss that. The Jets are getting a supreme player. I am of the belief that he is not going to play like he is 30 years old. He is still going to be one of the top players in the league. And I just think that maybe the Eagles may have missed out. That will play itself out. Maybe this will end up being a hit, or maybe he struck out on this one. It all depends on how Bryce Huff plays. I've seen in a couple of mock drafts, the Eagles end up with Chop Robinson. We'll see how that turns out. Because now, looking at a defensive end or an edge rusher is going to be on point. So let's see who's available, how it shakes out, and how these other teams draft, because that might be something we're going to be looking for, because we don't know how Bryce Huff is going to play. And if we can get somebody else like a Chop Robinson, and I look at Chop Robinson the same way I look at Hutchinson for Detroit. They made the right pick, and that kid was a dynamo on the field. So we'll see what they're going to do. Puts a little bit more intrigue and a little bit more pressure on Howie Roseman to get some good draft picks in. And we'll see what happens. Go Birds.